Hey, hello, this is Andrea, and I believe today is Friday, the 3rd of May, 2024. Hello, I'm glad you're here and I hope you're well. Um, Today it's a nice temperature outside in southeastern Pennsylvania, and I mowed the backyard today. Um, I mowed the front yard a few days ago, so Bob and I just finished watching Shogun. I don't remember how many parts. It's like a mini series, and we really enjoyed it. We watched it in the Japanese. I mean, it had Japanese and it had some English, and then it had subtitles underneath. But you can also watch it in English dub if you want. So what have you been up to? I still haven't planted my garden yet. Oh my goodness, I feel like I don't have enough combination of energy and hours in the day. So I have had a couple of things lately that have freaked me out a little bit. I was telling someone about this, I think on a group chat. I was talking about how, so recently I got my mom's jewelry box. You know, she passed away last year, and I went through her jewelry, and I found some pieces that are made of ivory, okay? And one of them is really big and heavy, and it freaked me out, okay? Now I'm going to tell you why it freaked me out, okay? I'm used to ivory a little bit, because, like, okay, I'm a little, you know, when I was young, there was ivory in a lot of places, but, like, even my brother-in-law gave us some, like, piano keys from an old piano, and it has ivory overlay on it. See how thin it is? I mean, it was a whole piano of that. That didn't freak me out too much, and there's nothing really you can do with this. I don't know what. I think we hung it on the Christmas tree one year because we didn't know what to do with it. Okay, so you see how thin that is, right? Look at this necklace. I can't tell you how heavy this thing is. I mean, I guess I could weigh it. It is very thick. Look at all the pieces on it. It has elephants carved in it, okay? Let me tell you what's creepy about that. First of all, this is made from elephant tusks, and they carved elephants in it. That's like if they took my bones, made a necklace out of it, and carved my face in it. That's what freaks me out about it, okay? And it's heavy, and so I was looking up online what to do with it. You know, you can't sell ivory. I think you can sell some of it if you have the documentation of how old it is. I don't have any documentation. What's my documentation going to be? I found it in my mom's jewelry box. So you can either keep it. It's not illegal to own. But you can also donate it to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Department. I guess it's called a department. And they donate them to museums to show what humans used to do to elephants. Well, some humans are still doing it. I've never seen my mom wear this, okay? So I don't know where she got it from. So yeah, I'm sorry, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. If you could feel how heavy it was. I mean, I showed it to one person, they thought it was really cool, but it's creepy to me. Creepy and freaky. So, haven't decided what I'm doing with that yet. It might go to the Fish and Wildlife Service, or, you know, maybe I'll just wait till somebody else gets it from me and they figure out what to do with it. So the other thing that kind of freaked me out, don't get freaked out. So I was watching, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube, and sometimes I watch these videos like 10 things this person can't live without. And sometimes I watch them and sometimes I don't. And they had one up for Jerry Seinfeld. And I thought, I don't really want to watch his thing. But then I watched it anyway because I was bored. And it had me cracking up because I didn't realize how much like me Jerry Seinfeld is. Like 70% of what he said is stuff that I say and do. And even my sister thought it was funny. Like I sent it to her to watch. I don't want to say the parts that are the same. There's some things that aren't the same, okay? I don't have that fancy watch and stuff like that, okay? I wouldn't mind to have that. I'd love to have a watch that has 24 hours on it. It goes from 1 to 24. Cuz it's like it's the cosmonaut watch. That sounds really cool to me, but I don't usually wear watches because I break them really easily. My hands just kind of, I always call this my, what do I call it? My spaz hand, because my hand will just jump out like that sometimes. It could have to do with, I have, what is that? Seizures, you know what I mean? I have like a seizure disorder. It's to the point that when I lay in bed, I like tuck whatever side I'm laying on, I tuck my arm under the blanket like this so that if my arm goes out like this, I don't either hit Bob or wake myself up, because if it goes out too far, it wakes me up. Yeah. So, probably telling you more about myself than I should. So last night we went to a it said it was an Asian food place, but we had Japanese food at it. It had some Chinese food and Japanese food, and it had something else. I don't remember what else it had, because I was mostly interested in the Japanese food. I had chicken teriyaki, and it came with the salad and the miso soup. And we had, for an appetizer, we had vegetables that are, what is that called? It's that kind of frying they do with the rice powder. Tempura. Tempura vegetables. So I ended up taking half of my food home, and I had the rest for lunch today. I'm still reading, I finished reading Alice in Wonderland, and I'm reading Alice Through the Looking Glass right now. I like it better than the first one. But what was interesting to me, one thing that's interesting is that it says there's a white queen and a red queen, and every chess set I've seen has white pieces and black pieces. So are there chess boards that have white pieces and red pieces? I mean, I guess there must be, unless there was some other reason to make it a red queen. I mean, it is from a different time period, so. Yep. I don't know what I'm going to read after this. Since I read nonfiction before this, I'm reading this. I don't know. I have some books I want to read. I just got to figure out which order I want to read them. Are you reading any books right now? You have any to recommend? I can't guarantee I'll read them. I always ask my husband for recommendations, and he recommends books to me, and I only read a few of them, and then he gets upset. So, and we do this thing where I read a book for him, he reads a book for me, to see what each other thinks. And I don't remember what I read last for him, but I said I wasn't reading another book for him till he reads The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett, because I read that last year, and I'm not so good at reading fantasy. Like, I like sci-fi, but I'm not really good at fantasy, and The Color of Magic is fantasy, and I want to get his opinion on the book. So if you've ever read that book, tell me your opinion. It's part of his, oh my goodness, what world is it called? Ring World? Rim World? Round World? Flat World? I don't know. Series. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I can't think of it. Anyway, I don't think I have any plans for this weekend. Who knows? Who knows? But I need to trim some stuff off of these trees out here. And some of the plants that are, some of the trees that are trying to grow up through the fence. So maybe I'll work on that this weekend. And of course I'll be crafting. So I might start making some more crafting videos. We will see. But oh yes, so I'll put a link to the Jerry Seinfeld video I was talking about in the description below. And then yeah, at least 70% of what he says and does in that video is exactly like me. Even the book that he talks about, I talk about that book all the time. Like, I'll be quoting from it and talking to my husband about. Anyway, let's move on. But I hope you're all having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.